Spider-Man brand tie-in toys. Oh yeah, this thing's amazing, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure this cost like $20, $30. Here's it's a piece of frickin' plastic. There is no securing mechanism. You have to, okay, there we go. And then you have to somehow, how does this work? If you just, okay, there we go. Now we're in business. So you pull it, and you pull it, and you pull it. God, it just doesn't, okay. And then you do this. And then, okay, there you go. Yeah, now I'm Spider-Man. Or wait, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe you don't put your whole wrist through it. Instead, instead you have to do it like that, or this thing sucks. Pretty sure it's supposed to be like you have a rubber band or something that you tie between these, and then like pull it down like a crossbow and shoot some projectile, but I have no idea. I can't even begin to imagine how this thing could possibly do anything. And the point is that, I mean, it makes perfect sense. If you make the same toy 50 times in a row, obviously it's going to be terrible eventually. And I don't understand, like, how this even sells anymore. Like, look at this thing. What is this? How does this work? What does it do? It doesn't do anything. Let me just, here's the thing. These have been coming out for a long time, right? I mean, anytime you've ever been able to go to a toy store or even to your local Target or Walmart, there's always been some kind of Spider-Man brand tie-in web shooter, web slinger thing. Even if it just shoots a little plastic thing like 5 feet. They've existed for a long time. We don't know what we had. This is the Dart Tag Spider-Man web shooter. This is not mine. A friend loaned it to me, and I'm gonna haggle the crap out of him when I go to give it back to him later today. Hi, I'm filming this the next day. I haggled him for it. The point is, what is this thing? Well, we're gonna find out starting with the design, but first we need an intro. So I'm pretty sure this came out in like 2011 or 2012, but it came out of Hasbro in the Dart Tag series, which is surprising because Dart Tag was known for its utilitarian design, and that should give you a bit of a hint as to how good this thing is. But basically, what this is a wrist shooter. So it doesn't have like traditional ergonomics or anything. You hold it like this, and this is the trigger. But we'll get into the way it works later. First, we have to start with the design. And my God, this looks amazing. Look at all these details. Look at this thing. It looks amazing. It looks like Spider-Man as an end strike blaster with all these intricate little painted details. Everything just has so much care and love put into it. It just looks fantastic. It's a wonderful looking design that I can't really explain, like the back of it with the 3 like super canister things that connect to the barrels. It looks like a stinking jetpack. And that should be like enough for anyone to be interested in one of these, but it just gets better. I mean, let's talk about the ergonomics. What ergonomics? So like, what do? You have to put your wrist through this thing, this kind of vinyl strap, and then this is the grip. What I can say is that the bottom of this is very smooth so that it's the most comfortable for your wrist to lay on. But what you do is you do this, and then you can tie this up as tight as you can get it around your wrist. And once it's tight, just fasten it, and now it's secured like this. And your hand clasps around this thing. I mean, this is more of just a barrier to keep your hand from going too far. So really, this is a blaster that you can wear and completely ignore the fact that you have. And obviously the triggers are these buttons for these 2 fingers to press on and pull down. So I mean, how does it work? Just a reminder, like rubber band pull back and release slinky toy thing, whatever this is. You take 3 darts and you put them into the barrels like this. And you take your offhand, you grab onto this thing and you pull it back and push it forward multiple times because this has an air tank. And then when you're ready, you pull this thing down and it shotguns all 3 darts out at once. And if you slow pull it, it has a 3-stage trigger so you can shoot 1 at a time like this. we don't know what we had. Let's talk about the trigger and the smoothness of operation. In general, using this to pull the plunger back and forth is pretty smooth, but it feels like any traditional air tank blaster. And pulling this thing down works very well. It's very easy, though I have noticed one issue where if your fingers are up too high, the darts can absolutely clip your fingers. And multiple times during testing, my fingers got clipped when pulling this thing down too slow. So most of the time, if you're not really careful, you're best off just pulling it down really hard and doing shotgun mode. Only do the burst fire mode if you are actually Spider-Man. That's my recommendation. So let's see this thing fire. God, this room's a mess. Oh my god, I can't do this today. So what mod potential does it have? It's an air tank shotgun thing with a triple stage trigger. What do you think you can do with it? I'm actually asking you guys, because pretty much anything that you could think of that you can do with this, you most likely can do with this. And that's all I really have to say about mod potential. I've never even heard of this thing, and now that I've used it, I'm madly in love with it. It's so simple and so like unimpressive looking. I mean, it's impressive looking, but like it doesn't look that impressive as a blaster. It looks like something that you would just play with and fiddle with, but as soon as you actually use this and you realize what it is, you just are taken aback by it. Like, oh my god, we used to have it so great when it comes to brand tie-ins. The Nerf logo's upside down. And I mean, having brand tie-ins like this just makes me sad, because brand tie-ins now absolutely suck. And if you don't believe me, Nerf Minecraft exists, Nerf Fortnite exists, Nerf Roblox exists, Nerf Halo exists. Nerf Limited costs way too much money for what you're paying for. Even though those blasters are pretty good, they're way too expensive. I mean, this was something you could just go down to the store and pick up, and there it was. And it's awesome. So, do I recommend that you guys should take a look at one of these? I think that everyone has already said yes, because these are one of those things that's like way too expensive to find, except for the part where it really isn't, because I was able to find one on eBay for $20 within 5 minutes of researching for this video. So do your research, please, before you say something is extremely rare. But my point being is, if you find one of these things in the wild and someone isn't asking too much for it, give it a shot. It's worth it. Anyways, there's not going to be any eBay listings this week, as I've kind of run out of things to do and I need to go through stores to look for something new. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!